Thank you very much. Mugoya Uthuman is my name. I'm the Deputy Chief Commissioner, Uganda Scouts Association. I'm delighted to be here to speak to the media about who a scout is. Basically, I'll give a basic definition of a scout, whereby we need to understand. You see, a scout is someone who is a volunteer to do voluntary work, which cuts across in livelihood and other basic things. So you find that under scouting we do so many things, whereby we train. It's a movement for young people, whereby we train them in basic life skills. So you find that many times we grow up not having basic life skills. Which are these life skills? The well-being of a youth. How do you behave as a person, as a human being? So you find that we train them to live a very nice basic life. So in Uganda, we've done a great job so far, though we have a little challenges here and there. But you find that with the new regime we have on board, there is a lot we are doing, and there is a lot of changes we are coming up with. Because before, you'll find that we had only a scout as a scout, whereby they knew scouting as where people sing, clap, and make a parade, and that is it. But we go beyond that. We train people in hygiene. We train people in first aid. We train people in agriculture. We train people in the basic entrepreneurship. We train people in safety. So firefighting, and name it. So basically what we are doing currently, we are adding other components. We've come up with the Marine Scout. The Marine Scouts, these are scouts whom we are going to give basic knowledge on marine, like life-saving skills of someone who is drowning, whereby if you got such a skill, you can work as a pool attendant somewhere, you can work as a marine or a sea marine, something like that. So we want to train them in different basic life skills. Then we have aviation scouts, which we're also creating. Now with aviation scouts, they are going to be scouts who are going to deal with space. Also, we are going to train them to have basic knowledge about aviation. So you find that these activities are going to be so interesting. They are going to make the youth to love scouting, that as they are growing, they're having a basic mind, for example, of aviation, that a child will grow knowing what aviation is, a basic knowledge of aviation. So that by the person, this child reaches secondary, can make a decision to say, I'm doing sciences so that I become a pilot, or so that I become an air hostess, so that I become a marine. You get? So that we feed the nation with the people who have the skills. Because when you look at the army and police currently, I want to proudly say that most of the army and police officers and prison officers, they were scouts. They got the basic knowledge from scouting. Now we want to add the marine. That if you're joining police, maybe you want to be a police marine, at least you have basic knowledge. If you want to be, aviation of the army, at least the Air Force, you have some basic knowledge. So we are training, I'll call it a holistic individual who is going to do different things. I'll give an example. We train scouts in basic lives, like in the camp. How to live in the camp. You never know, tomorrow I may be working somewhere in Southern Sudan or in Somalia, and I'm displaced to go in the camp. How am I going to live? But if you've been a scout, you know how to make a shelter out of these local materials like papyrus, like grass, like banana leaves, and name it. So these life skills. So we train them also in basic things like making plate stands, yeah, using local materials without using a nail, but you can have poles and make a plate stand. to make let's say a cooking stove using local stones, and you see it's raining. How do you raise it that water does not go in if you're in a flood area and all that? If you come to the camp, you'll find that they are making even underground fridges using local materials. So you find that the basic knowledge these people are getting, it's helping them in life. You find that many of us who began scouting at a young age, we are not regretting in this age where we are, because you find that our mindset was already trained from a young age. So you find that we are doing so many things. I'm not going to sit back and say I'm waiting for the government to give me a job. But because of what the basic trainings I've had in entrepreneurship and name it, I can begin something small. So you find that there is a lot we are doing to the young people. This movement is for the young people. Us adults is to shape them, to give them the sense of direction. So we are having different activities from the 3rd of August. We are having a jamboree in Burundi, African jamboree, which is attracting the entire world. We are going to be in Burundi from 3rd up to the 11th. So you find that after that, again we have the World Scout Conference, which is going to be in Egypt. That's from the 14th up to 23rd. So you find that these young people, there is a lot we are helping them to achieve. And this time in Egypt, Uganda is going to chair the Education Week for the World Conference. And I'm happy to report that I'm going to be the chairperson of the Education Week in Egypt. So Uganda, we are the lead, being that in scouting hierarchy, I'm the second in command, being that I'm the Deputy Chief Commissioner. And my commissioner is not traveling with me because she's organizing the camp, which is going to begin on the 23rd to the 28th of August. So we felt we can't leave, both of us, to go and represent the country. So I was selected to represent the country in Egypt to make sure that we chair the World Scout Conference, the Education Week, which is going to be in Egypt. So there is a lot of network. These young ones have created the network out there. We make them travel. And you'll find that under the Marine Scouts, there is a training going on in Kampala for the Marine Scouts, and I want to report that as a Elgon zone, we've selected 3 youth to go in that training. We've partnered with the Uganda National Roads Authority. They have built a watchtower at Kazi on the Lake Victoria. This watchtower is going to be managed by scouts. And the role of the scouts, they are going to get a training whereby they will be lifesavers on the Lake Victoria and other lakes like Albert and Nemit. So we've given them a chance. So you find that the people who are going to benefit in these programs are the scouts. So you find that if we have these watchtowers, I think they have built like 6 watchtowers on the lakes in Uganda. So these 6 watchtowers, our scouts are going to be on the forefront of life-saving because they are being trained in life-saving skills. Then not only that, and these people will be employed, excuse me, under the UNRWA program. So they are going to be employed, they are going to get allowances, they are going to get salaries and name it. So we are trying so much to see that we create things which are going to train youth and also create a way of employment of the youth. So we are trying our level best, and I want to appeal to the parents out there. Let's allow our children to join scouting, because there is something they learn at a young age, whereby if they learn at the young age, when they grow up, you find that anyone who has ever been a scout, the mindset grows up in a different way. Also the behavior it's quite different because we insert discipline, we instill discipline in them that by the time they grow, they are disciplined. So I want to appeal to the parents, I want to appeal to the schools that let's recruit as many as we can so that we help to raise a complete citizen of the now who qualifies? We have 4 categories or 5 categories of a scout. The first scout is a cub. A cub scout is one who is of age from 3 to 11 years. That's the first category. We have the second category, which is from 12 to 14. That's the second. Now the third category is from 14 to 18. Then we have the fourth category from 19 to 25. Now that's who we call a youth. And that's the cap for the youth in scouting. Now from there, we have what we call adult scouts. Now adult scouts, we said these adult scouts or leader scouts are the ones from 18 to whatever age. But these people, you should have gone through training. The first training is the basic training. Yeah, the basic training course, BTC. So after getting a BTC training, you have to go and do a wood badge. Yeah? Now, the wood badge, it's more of the university where you qualify to be a leader. Now, we know that a child of 18 can do that course of a wood badge. But we don't end there. There are other courses above that. So, we are looking at wood badge, that the moment you attain a wood badge, you can be selected as a leader of any rank in scouting. And we are looking at these leaders from the age of 18 and above. Then we have scout promoters. Now, with the scout promoters, these are scouts who are promoting, these are people who are promoting scouts. They may not be scouts, or they were scouts but they decided to leave. But they still love, and they will promote by either telling people about scouting or by facilitating the activities of scouting. Now, the privileges we get are that you'll find that we have access to places which you cannot access to. If I'm a scout, let's say there is a national function and I'm in my full combat of scouts, no one will stop me because I'm on duty, I'm ready to serve. You get. Then other benefits. You find that in most of these recruitments, like the army, the police, if you a scout and you attach your certificate, you find that they handle you differently. You have an additional chance to join. In other countries, you find that they have put it under the curriculum of education. And I also want to report that currently, we are under the Ministry of Education and Sports. So, it has become a co-curricular activity in schools. The way you see athletics, the way you see football, the way you see music, dance and drama, scouting has been put at that level. Meaning, we are hoping in 2 years to come that all schools are going to be participating in scouting. And that's a thanks to the Ministry of Education and the Minister, that's our First Lady, Mama Janet Museveni, for allowing us to join the ministry.
Talk about behavior change, because the generation Z that we call it, as they make themselves very many.
Yes. Now, when you are trained as a scout, you find that you'll do away with so many bad behaviors. Like, you can't find a scout engaging in drug abuse. You can't find a scout maybe being on the streets, snatching phones or bags. So we've trained them that they have stayed away. Many of them, you find that they are abstaining, they are not engaging in two sexual activities and name it. So a scout is someone whose discipline is at the topmost, that they are not engaged in so many bad activities. So I believe if we had scouting trained in schools, all the schools, we would not be having riots in the country. We will not be having people stealing on the streets. We will not be having people engaging in drug abuse. We will not be having people engaging in sexual activities or sexual harassment. We will not having any corrupt official, because you find that a scout is someone who is trained 100% on the basis of discipline. And integrity is one of the key principles of a scout. We look at integrity as a key principle of scouting. So if you have integrity, trust me, you can't be in an office and you misuse your office. You misuse the funds. So you find that we are appealing that if scouting is introduced in all the schools, the discipline is going to change, because we are trying to train them at a young age so that they grow in a very straight line, a very moral, upright person. So we want to thank you, the media, for giving us this opportunity to speak to the nation about scouting, and we welcome you to join scouting.
By numbers, can you estimate the number of scouts?
Currently, the last time we carried out the census, we had about 5.3 million of scouts in the country. But we've taken about 3-4 years without census. And one thing I'm doing currently as the Deputy Chief Commissioner, I'm in this region today because we are doing a constitutional review for scouts. And secondly, we are also doing the census of scouts. So by end of year, we are going to be having the right statistics of how many scouts we have in the country. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I want to thank the patron of the Uganda Scouts Association. That's His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. He's our patron. I also want to thank the Chief Scout, Owekitiibwa Professor Doctor, for being with us. That's Dr. Professor Badiru. You've done a tremendous job. I also want to thank the chairperson of the council, Uganda Scouts Council, which is the most top supreme body of scouts. That's Mr. Odora Charles. And the deputies are from the region, which is Elgon region. That's Madame Nabude Margaret, who is the head teacher at Nabumali High School. And then Honorable Isaiah Sasaga, the MP in one of the constituencies in Isronko. Then I also want to thank the board of the Uganda Scouts Association, led by Patrick Seno. He's from Soroti. He's a lawyer by profession. Then the NEC, where I sit, led by Madame Alice Namahoro, and I'm the Deputy Chief Commissioner, Uganda Scouts Association. Then we have also the Secretariat. And now we've created the regional coordinators. Then we have the district leadership. So you find that our leadership is going up to the grassroots. So we are more organized, and we are hoping to shape the country to the right direction. Mugoya Uthuman is my name, Deputy Chief Commissioner, Uganda Scouts Association. Thank you.